Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Solzy,
Kendall,
and J-Mart.
So it's actually funny. So Mock, he had an EMT called on him, and then while in cardiac arrest, saved the life of the EMT driver, who also went into cardiac arrest. Then drove the EMT in the ambulance to the hospital while having a heart attack, and then proceeded to go through with open heart surgery on the EMT before then doing open heart surgery on himself.
It was truly remarkable.
Yeah, he's in recovery
What
right
a man.
now. I mean, a dryer couldn't do that.
No.
But a machine washer machine. Just say machine washable, so it threw me off. Toast excellence. Oh yeah, we gotta do our beers. The starting lineup. -1. So, what sport has 4 players on the team?
How many do you need for a cricket infield?
Cricket infield?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Overtime hockey.
There we
3
go.
on 3 with a
There we
goalie.
go.
There we go. Souls, want to lead us off?
well, I'm drinking the juice, as always.
Excellent.
Now, Paul, you're going to have to help me here. I can't really read the writing. It looks like it's in Russian.
Oh, I didn't read the beer. I just grabbed it for you.
Yeah, I mean, you have
Well,
eyes.
it's in a Russian Imperial Stout from back east.
Oh, is it like the El Machanio or whatever?
Yeah. I can't really read just look at the picture when we post this.
It's a local brewery.
But it's a Russian Imperial Stout. It's going to be nice on this nice warm day.
Excellent.
I'm taking a trip down to Congress Street. It's an IPA from Trillium.
You're just awful.
Gross. I'm also drinking a local beer, Money IPA from Thimble Island's
baby.
new Island Hopper series. I recommend everybody try to get your hands on these series as they come out. One named after every Thimble Island here in Connecticut. Fancy schmancy. Toast excellence. Kyle?
Well, to the red hot Giancarlo Stanton. He hit his 45th home run of Jacob deGrom.
Excellent.
Broke the Marlins all-time record, too, for a single season. While we just ignore this stare-off we got going on
The dumpster
here.
fire that are the Mets.
I'm also very confused.
Anyway.
Moving on. So to Giancarlo Stanton.
Hopefully I don't spill my beer. It's going to spill for sure. I can't believe it. Every time.
Why are you so late to the game?
I don't know.
This guy a bib.
I don't know. Not good at things.
I mean, mine exploded, but I just went straight in for the gulp. That's what you gotta do.
You're right.
Got a high five from Kyle on that.
I know, he's throwing high fives all over the place. You might get one. Look your way.
I don't want one.
Reader, you're doing the disgusting shot today.
I am, and I'm looking forward to it. It looks quite dark.
Yeah, just go ahead and drink it.
Machine oil. All right,
That's exactly what it is.
do we smell it?
No, we don't
Are
smell
you
it.
serious?
I'm just asking.
That's a cheater's way
You've
out.
been here from day one.
All right, let's relax, everyone.
Just do the shot. Look at him, just straight down his throat. Look how relaxed it is. The guy's in a different industry.
You gonna throw up?
No, that's not good. Whatever that is.
Care to take any guesses as to what's in there?
Is that like instant gravy or?
No, so it's
Got a little face reddening over there.
Yeah.
so it's amaretto, corn whiskey, and Worcestershire sauce.
I knew it was something like that.
I don't think you did.
I didn't.
Do you have a trivia question?
I do.
Excellent.
So,
Now, remember, even though he was saving a life, Machine Washable will still be doing a disgusting shot the next show because
He's racking them up.
he's not here. Yeah, and this is the second time he's been absent for the trivia, so...
all right. So, as an Atlanta Falcon, Brett Favre only threw 4 passes. How many of those
We're to Home Depot.
were interceptions?
I'm gonna go with 1.
0.
I'm going with 2.
The correct answer is 2.
Excellent.
So I have to do a shot.
And so does Machine Washable.
Excellent.
So,
This is, the last time that Machine Washable and I had to do a shot, it didn't end so well. There was a lot of questionable ingredients in there.
Yeah, we're going to get better on that.
Yeah, that was you that made that shot.
As a group, we're going to get
I
better.
threw up on that shot.
Oh, yeah, because you took the shot at the end of it. And
I had to throw up
yeah,
pretty
I
hard.
don't know
that
if you guys heard, but Souls left mid podcast to vomit in the bathroom.
it was
It was
our
more towards the end.
it was our most abrupt ending though of a show ever.
You're welcome.
Excellent. So today's show, we're coming up on October baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Most exciting playoffs? I don't know. Everyone's got different biases. I really only like the World Series.
It's fun. I mean, the problem is...
I always find that the wild card games are very interesting, and then everything else just seems like a 3-game, 5-game sweep, and then the World Series is...
It's tough to catch all the games, too.
Yeah,
Well,
if your team's not in it,
Well, it's not that. Like, 'cause, I mean, my team has never made it deep into the NBA playoffs.
We can't get past a wild card, so I feel you there.
And the Bears are a dumpster fire in the NFL, but they're always usually exciting games. I just feel like baseball, it's like there's a lot of just kind of 4-0, 6-2. Like, it's not as exciting, I feel. But the World Series always seems to be exciting. There's just a lot more sweeps in MLB playoffs, I feel. I mean, imagine if the NBA playoffs were like the MLB playoffs. Everybody swept the first 2 rounds.
It's kind of how it went this year.
But not every year.
Yeah, but this year.
Excellent. Our sports outsider. Always bringing in knowledgeable information. So, breaking down standings. MLB playoff picture. You guys excited? Are you excited for MLB baseball? I know the Mets are making a real push for the wild card, right?
This is going to be our year. We're going to come back from 27 games down or 47 games down, however many we're back, and we're going to take it. We're taking the pennant.
Excellent. Phillies too, right? You guys are fighting for that spot.
We're fighting for dead last in the league.
Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up.
Fighting with me.
Hey.
Here's to rebuilds that don't work out so well.
That's right.
I think, Martin, you're the only one with a team. Well, Mock's watchable, but he's not here, so you're the only one here with a team trying to knock on the door, huh?
It's the same as it's been, though. We get to the wild card, and this year we'll probably have to face some, let's see, Colorado and Arizona. All right, we have a chance. They don't have as dominant pitching as we've been knocked out in the wild card before.
Well,
gotta face Greinke, though, if you get there.
I'd rather face Greinke than what we've had to face. I mean, Arrieta killed us. Bumgarner, I'm still bitter.
Well, that wasn't even near. It doesn't count.
Well, it's true.
Well, we'll start with the NL Central then. That's the most up for grabs division right now, right?
Yeah, it's tight. I mean, the Cubs were favored to win that and repeat, but that's a lot of pressure. Everyone's gunning for you. And, Brewers 2 back. They've been hot this year. No one would have really called that. I mean, they've kind of come out of nowhere.
The Cardinals are always a force.
Are always in the mix. You don't hear about them, but they're only 2.5 back. The Brewers are 2 back. I mean, my Pirates are kind of a long shot here. They're 6.5 out. I mean, Marte did come back, hit a home run last night. We'll see. I want to root for him here, but history goes as history goes.
Well, you guys also have Sean Rodriguez back.
That's true.
And he lands punches against players and
and Gatorade coolers
right.
as well.
So, I mean, do you think anybody has the firepower to overtake the Cubs for the division?
I don't. The pitching's too good. When it comes down to it,
they did just lose Lester, though, I think.
Yeah, but
don't quote me, but I think for the remainder of the season.
They put him in a 10-day disabled list.
Yeah.
But even still, Brewers don't have the pitching
it's
to
true.
keep up with them. Cardinals are always up in the air this year for pitching, and their offense isn't strong enough to come back.
Plus, I think Joe Madden just said, too, the Cubs are going to start having fun again, and we all saw how that went last year. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's like, I hate that. That's like the Aaron Rodgers calm down thing. Like, It's just like, who cares?
Well, there's no reason the Cubs shouldn't be winning this division. I mean,
there's no reason that you shouldn't be having fun making $10 million a year
I hate
throwing a baseball for a living.
I'd kill to be out there.
I mean, I'll do pretty much any job for $10 million a year. Anything.
Also comes down to injuries, though. The Cubs did lose Wilson Contreras for a while.
We've been kind of shaky ourselves. I mean, we're at the bottom of the barrel here as far as, close standings, but we've dealt with injuries, suspensions. I mean, the Brewers and Cardinals, I'm not going to count them out. You never know. Teams get hot. This is the time to get hot. The Cardinals, they always have a good idea.
Well, that's the most up in the air one. So, Kyle, why don't you walk us through your NL East? Yeah, I'm not going to let Kendall do it because we all know.
I hope this hurts you.
Yeah, Washington's taking away with it. They have a lot of injuries right now, but they can afford to get injured at the moment. They just need to come back before the playoffs and start playing good baseball again, and then they'll probably lose in the second round.
I mean, that is true. They've had a history of not going far. This is the year they finally put it together in the regular season. Well,
it's terrible because DC fans must just be absolutely just so sad. I mean, they've had the Capitals that have been dominating the NHL regular season forever and then just absolutely get decimated in the playoffs. I mean, they almost lost to a very underpowered, youth-oriented Maple Leafs team. the Wizards can't get it done in the playoffs. They play very well all season long. You know, they go toe to toe with LeBron and Steph and Kawhi and all these people, and then the playoffs come. And hey, Terrell Pryor might be able to turn things around for that city. Who knows?
Maybe.
He's the answer.
He's the answer.
Redskins football, watch out.
Put that on a shirt.
And then, kind of the NL West. Is it a contest?
Nothing much to say
There's
there.
no contest there. LA all the way.
But that's a tricky one because Colorado and Arizona both are the 1 and 2 seeds in the wild card. But it's just LA's had such a historical run.
Yeah.
It's
They're
just-
definitely winning the division, hands down.
Yeah.
This is the year.
But again, they're another team that
Can't get it
they
done in
do
the
so
playoffs.
great all season long, and you just see them get knocked out.
They did just pick up Curtis Granderson,
That's
I
right.
saw that. They loaded up. They really did. They're ready.
but they sent down Jock Peterson.
Yeah, he's inconsistent, but
Yeah, I don't like them.
I know you don't.
You're a big
But they're going to
Dodgers
be in
fan.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if Kershaw can come back from, his previous playoff runs where he wasn't up to par, who knows? They could
Maybe
they
the
could
07 Rockies make a push again, huh?
Well, that's the wild card. I mean,
The 10-year anniversary.
I always like rooting for the wild card teams just because I feel like they have that extra chip on their shoulder.
Well, you said that the NL Central was a close-knit race, and they're making it a close-knit race for wild card.
Oh yeah,
But, I mean, the thing we talked about with, the Cubs leading the NL Central, all the other teams that are on the outside right now looking in are also on the outside of the wild card picture. None of them,
Yeah.
Colorado
it's
and
a
Arizona
weaker division.
are in the top for that. But, I mean, 3.5 and 4 games out, it's funny. They're closer to winning the division than they are the wild card. But, I mean, do you think any of these NL Central teams, do you think it's the division winner and then Colorado and Arizona walk away with the wild card? Do you think any of these NL Central... do you think we could see 2 NL Central teams in the playoffs is what I'm asking? Or do you think it's just whoever wins it, and the rest of the teams are kind of out? Kind of how the whatchamacallit, the NFC West used to be for the longest time. It's whatever team was going to be the least crappy.
I mean, it's tough. None of the teams have great starting pitching. But I think the Rockies lineup will be able to push them forward. And Arizona's lineup is a little better than, Milwaukee's and St. Louis's. And I think that Greinke will be able to push them a little bit farther, but I can't see the NL Central becoming... I think it's going to be whoever wins the division is the only team out of that division.
So you think the NL West is the representative of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they get 3 teams.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. I mean, I'm sure the Diamondbacks and Rockies play each other.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I mean, if one sweeps the other, you're opening a door for the Brewers and Cardinals specifically. If they could step up, not only while they play each other, but if one of them goes on a little bit of a losing streak, it's very close. But I also do think it's going to be Colorado and Diamondbacks. I do.
So we'll sum it up then. So who's your division winners? Who's your 2 wild cards for the NL at this point? I mean, granted, there's plenty of baseball to be played, but
I think it's how it's laid out now. I think it goes Washington, Chicago, LA, Colorado, Arizona.
all right.
Unfortunately, that's mine too.
See, I'm going to be the guy then.
No, I disagree as well.
All right. See, the way I see it, it's all right, but I don't see the Cubs winning that division. They've been so inconsistent. They've done the bare minimum. And again, you have teams gunning for them. And now teams are getting hot. They got to stay hot. I'm thinking the Cardinals are going to really irritate me. I think they're going to take over. 2.5 back. If they don't take the Cubs down, I think they at least get wild card and upset one of the NL West teams. But who knows? It's all about getting hot.
I think it's going to be Washington and LA for sure. I think the Brewers win the division, and then I think the Cubs knock out Arizona, and I think the wild card game is the Rockies and the Cubs.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun. That'd be a very good series. Slash game.
Well, if that comes true, we should have a viewing party.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
don't
to...
really, I don't really like hanging out with you guys. This is more of like
Strictly business.
Yeah, this is a for profit type deal. So AL, not as open as the NL Central is, but the AL East is looking like there's some room.
Yeah. Yankees just demoted Chapman. He hasn't been the same this year. I don't see the Yankees catching fire. I think they keep losing more and more games. The Red Sox have Sale. They have good starting pitching.
Yeah, I definitely see Boston running away with it.
And the lineup is hitting better. Especially since they called up Rafael Devers, who's been insane.
He's just their end of the year hero right now. We'll see if he could get it done in the postseason. But
So do you think the Yankees spiral out of even wild card contention?
I do. I don't see the Yankees making the playoffs at all.
I don't see him spiraling out that bad. I mean, they do have a young core. If they can come together, I think they could hang on for the wild card. I mean, it's very, very tight, the wild card race for the AL.
Well, I think a lot of it kind of depends on Judge's bat. I mean, we talked about it during the home run derby show.
Woes.
This ruins people's.
He just set the record of striking out most times in the game.
Really?
Yeah, it was like almost 40. He's striking out in 40 straight games.
Wow, that's Adam Dunn material. I
That's
thought you were going to say 40 times in one game. I was like, wow, that game went into some serious extra innings.
And he produced nothing.
That's the thing when you have a rookie that's hitting so well the first half. Teams adjust. The pitching gets used to him. They figure him out. I mean,
Well, the other thing too is Kyle and I have talked about it. Stanton is one of those breeds of players where the home run derby doesn't affect him because that's how he swings normally. He goes up there
helps him.
He goes up there looking to put the ball as far
Definitely
away as
helps.
possible. But Judge is kind of like just a harder hitting Jose Abreu, in my opinion. I mean, he hits home runs. When he hits them, they go very far, but he's also situational kind of hitting. He hits the double. He hits the single and drives in the run on second or third. He's that kind of guy. So when he's not swinging well, you're not missing out on a bunch of solo home runs. You're missing out on a bunch of RBI singles or moving the guys over on a hard hit ground ball that can sneak through the infield. So I definitely feel he's been a big portion to their. And Chapman, too, like you said.
I know we talked about it, too. They did make some good pickups that I think, one, they bolstered their bullpen a little, which they desperately need now, especially. Plus, you get a guy like Frazier, guys that have been there before. If they could, kind of show these young guys, like, hey, calm down, let's get the season done, let's get the wild card spot. They could, but you got to remember there's, 5 teams gunning for them right there, so.
Well, Kendall, why don't you walk us through the AL West, then?
The AL West.
Is it the Astros' time to shine?
It is their time. Altuve plays out of his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, does he still have the highest average in the league, or has that been?
I believe so, but I'm not entirely 100% sure.
We're gonna have a fact check on there. He held it for the majority of the season. I thought he still.
I know he's batting almost 370.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's their time. They're gonna break through the ice. Dodgers, Houston, World Series.
Well, we haven't gotten to that part of the show
I know.
yet. So.
Way to jump the gun.
I'll jump the gun.
He does have it by, well, hold on. He leads the MLB with a 362. You got Turner at a 340, but that's NL. So he's got it by a lot. Eduardo Nunez, believe it or not, is the second.
Yeah, he's doing really
and he
well.
just got to Boston, so if we call him, otherwise it's down to Hosmer, who's batting a 315. So he's got the average in the bag.
I'd like to go on air. Well, this can be publicly noted. Kendall's not allowed to be this happy, extremely loving guy when the Astros win the World Series.
No, why is that?
Because you're not an Astros fan. You're a Mets fan.
Well, I am a Mets fan. I support the city.
No.
Yes.
never even been there.
But
I was trying to figure out where
What is it?
The city support you.
You're being awfully loud, Souls. What does that matter? Does that support me?
I want you all to bear in mind that there's some issues here, too. Kyle is wearing a Rockies hat.
That's right.
And I'm wearing a Blue Jays shirt, but it's due to laundry day, so.
I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt because I support the T-Rex that is Tim Anderson.
Excellent.
He's actually more of like a rat, but
And fun fact, that shirt used to be mine.
It did.
half of Vito's and Jeff's wardrobe used to be yours.
That's very true.
He gets around.
But anyway, Kendall's not allowed to be happy about the Astros. Deal? We're allowed to.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No, you shut up.
You're not.
Shut up.
Moving
Moving on.
Good.
Go
Shut
Houston.
up, Kendall.
Anyway.
All right, so that was his insight. Just go Houston for the AL West. I'll talk about the AL Central, I guess. The White Sox are, they're in first by 25 games.
This is golf. Remember.
They're, there's pretty much nobody that can compete with their lack of bullpen. So Cleveland got hot again. That division was kind of like the NL Central for the whole year. It looked like, there was a long time where the White Sox were only
it was
7
tight.
or 8 games out.
First half was
And
very tight.
they've been playing terrible baseball, but the Indians are starting to look like the Indians of last year. Their record doesn't show it, but they're still 5.5 up on Minnesota. And I don't really see Minnesota catching them. I don't think Minnesota has the firepower to do it. I
I'm
think,
almost shocked they are where they are.
yeah, I mean that's the love for me of being a fan of a team in the AL Central is it doesn't really ever seem like there's a team that's consistently dominant year after year in that division. I mean, the Tigers had a run, but the Indians have had their time. The Twins have had their time. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's right.
What is that?
Yeah.
What insight?
Yeah.
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 You got Marshawn Souls over here.
I'm just happy it's not the Royals.
I like Skittles.
Yeah, the Royals fell off
I don't
bad.
like Skittles.
It was a
I'm-
long time coming, though, for them.
I'm just happy it's not the Royals. Ugh, I don't like them.
Can I go first for the wild card?
Sure.
So, like I said, I think the Yankees fall out. I think LA takes the first spot. I think Seattle moves in to the second spot. Now,
It's bold. I like it.
because Seattle pitching, hopefully Felix comes back in time for the game. He's not the same, but you still want him to be on the hill in the playoffs. He's never been there. So, I would like to see him there, one. And one, I think the lineup is better than all the other teams. With Nelson Cruz and Robinson Cano, I think the lineup can push him, including Kyle Cedar. I think they can push him to the wild card and face Mike Trout, who will probably win that game.
All right. Red-faced Jeff Martin disagreeing with everything Kyle's saying.
Yeah, no, they have a great lineup, but one, they're playing at Pitcher's Park. And Felix, I love him. You know I love Felix. I don't think he's going to be the same.
It's more of a heart thing, Jeff.
It's a hard thing, but I'm thinking...
Coming from the guy who loves Nate Robinson, it's hard over height.
It is.
It's hard over injury.
They're going to get there.
I
We're
don't-
going to finally
no.
see him make a postseason
No, they're
start.
And then he is going to give up 9 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
That if it happens, I agree there, but I really don't see the Angels falling out. I mean, they've kind of, for lack of a better term, they've pissed me off. I mean, they've had this loaded team. They've exposed all their weaknesses. They're finally in the
Mike
wild
Trout
card.
is hitting unbelievable.
Mike
in the last-
Trout put this
since he's
team
been
on his
back.
back.
He's insane. Best player in
So-
baseball.
But it doesn't. It's a team sport.
I know.
I don't see them doing
It's
it.
all neck.
Shut up.
I do see the Yankees staying there. I want to see Seattle. I don't see Seattle. I see it as it is. Yankees, Angels.
I love that it's a team sport thing. That's like one of my favorite just for every sport, but I've always loved it for baseball because there's never been a sport that's been a team sport that's so driven off individual efforts. It's like there's definitely communication and team play, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm definitely
Yeah, I have
the
to
least
disagree strongly.
well, I don't know. What do you mean? Like, so of the other the other 3 major sports, which one you think baseball's not the least individual effort?
I think baseball is all team.
So if 3 guys have monster days and the other 6 don't at the plate, they can
They
still
gotta-
win the
they
game.
gotta get on base,
You
man.
need pitchers. You need a bullpen to come in and help your pitcher. You need a full lineup. You need bench guys to contribute.
Yeah, but I mean, for football, you can't. The quarterback can't go out and do everything unless
No,
you're
I know.
Michael Vick. And what I'm saying, I think individual efforts make more of an impact than in any the other 3 major sports, unless you're LeBron James. But he's a freak of nature.
See, the best hitter comes up, hits a home run every time. That's 3 to 4 runs. You got to get guys to get on base.
Yeah, but if Chris Sale's pitching,
Situational
that's
hit.
enough.
Well, I mean, there's your
If you
ace. Okay, so you have
But I'm saying if
maybe
you-
one pitcher
Well, that's what
in
I'm
the
saying, like,
entire MLB that you know is going to get a win for each division. That's
Well,
about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's not a team sport. That's not my argument. But I'm saying if Kershaw's pitching and Stanton's batting, and Stanton hits a home run every time,
You got him there.
like, I'm not saying, like, it's 4, but I'm not saying that's enough to win. There's definitely team effort that comes in and whatnot. I'm not saying that, but, like, in the outfield, for example, I know this is off pace of what we're talking about, but, like, if there's a fly ball in the outfield, it doesn't take any of the other 8 guys to make the catch, is what I'm saying. Or,
Let's do the Phillies and don't know how to field.
well, that's different. We don't talk about the Phillies on the show. They're bad.
Just
Don't talk about Kyle. You're doing a disgusting shot now with me and Mock,
that's fine.
and it's gonna have garlic in it.
Please don't.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, we've strayed enough. It's Kyle's fault. Can we just agree that it's Kyle's fault?
I agree.
It's
it
actually
is.
the Astros' fault.
I
Yes,
agree.
It's the Astros' fault.
Shut up, Kendall.
Kendall, do you have any insight you'd like to contribute to the wild card?
I think it stays the same. I think the Yankees make it, but they limp in.
Why?
I just don't see Seattle.
Not a good excuse.
That's not an excuse. It's a reason.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
I just don't see Seattle, getting it together.
There's 8 other teams in the hunt.
Okay, well, that was just
That's
the
his
first-
opinion.
I mean, Kansas City. What, 10 back? Whoops, not 10. I'm sorry, 1.5
1.5,
back.
actually.
There's a 1 in that number. But I think it stays the same. If you don't
Kyle's
like
not
it,
happy.
You know what's funny? I said the same thing. He didn't even care. He was
I know.
too worried about his juice.
that he's taking 2 sips out of. Anyway,
I think it stays the same, but I think LA and New York swap spots.
I can see that.
I think LA takes the number 1 wild
I'd
card
agree.
spot. But I also think Tampa Bay makes a run. I think they finish a half game out of the wild. They finish.
They're a pesty team.
I think they make a run and they make New York scary. But I think New York wins it on some crap. Kyle, you got something to say?
No.
You're talking to yourself.
Yeah, I was trying to read the board. I've been trying to figure out who was under Tampa Bay the entire time. Thought it said Dallas, but it's Baltimore.
I also am trying to figure it out. It is not Dallas. we can confirm.
It's not the Dallas Boreals.
The entire time I thought it was Dallas, but
Yeah,
I figured it out with Baltimore.
That's kind of like a common sense thing there.
You weren't trying to figure out what baseball team Dallas had instead of trying to figure
No,
out
I knew they didn't, but I was just like, why is Dallas
the Dallas Bats.
In the AL too.
Bats.
You know?
the Dallas Bats.
Bats.
That sounds like a
That's the Louisville Bats. That
sounds like a
team, it's the
basketball
Bats.
team.
Okay.
You know, so
Get on it.
you take a joke and you know how to throw it in the fire.
All right, so who's your World Series prediction, Jeff? Who's going and who's winning?
I got Dodgers Sox again. I'm sticking to that. I got Boston winning.
In
I'll say 5, maybe 6, but I'm thinking 5.
okay, Kendall.
Dodgers, Astros. Dodgers in 7.
Houston,
Chicago, huh?
battle of the former NL Central teams.
Wow.
Houston takes it in 6.
All right, I like that.
Bold.
I like that. I'm gonna say Cleveland's gonna get hot. I think Cleveland's going back, and I think they're gonna redeem themselves by sweeping the Nationals, even despite their attempt to get there.
I could see
I think the Nationals finally get there, and then they blow it. They lose in 4 straight games. Would you be happy with that, Souls?
Be happy if the Nationals. Never mind.
Yikes.
Yep.
Well, on that note, it's funny. Mock has said it a million times, and I still don't have the, all the social media things memorized. But follow us on social media. Just, type in getting sports with drunk. Something will show up.
Yeah, you'll find us.
Twitter is GSWD_4.
Well, what a nerd.
I just remembered.
loser.
Loser.
Facebook.
What an Astros,
Instagram,
what an Astros
Getting
fan.
Sports with Drunk. YouTube. Getting Sports with
Go
Drunk.
George Springer, yeah.
Yeah, hooray.
This was a fun show.
It was.
For you,
It was.
It was always fun for us.
go Houston.
Go
Go
Pittsburgh.
Lance McCullers.
Why don't you just cheer for the Astros over the Mets?
Because I love the Mets.
But why?
I don't think
I
you really
grew
do.
I
Said
grew up.
like the Phillies, Kyle.
I
That's
grew
why.
up watching
You
the
love
Mets.
Good for one for a while.
Yeah,
I support all
a
Houston
year.
sports.
So are the Rockets
do.
your favorite NBA team?
No,
Why not?
no.
You don't have one.
Yeah, you don't
I
watch
don't-
Knicks games,
I don't watch Knicks games.
Listen, don't even bother watching.
but you've watched more Rockets games than you've had Knicks
I
games.
watch more
No,
Knicks
I don't think
games
so.
than
I
anything.
think so.
No.
I think you're a Bucks fan.
You didn't
It
write an
makes me
article. You
cry.
didn't write an article about top 10 Steelers of all time. You wrote an article about top 10 Houston athletes of all time.
I wrote it for the date of cultural importance.
Do you understand that if we put you in Houston, you'd probably get murdered in like less than 20 seconds?
Let's not even do this.
But if we put you in Milwaukee, you're safe.
You're a
I'd
pale-faced
like
redhead.
to do my beer review. Back East Breweries.
Out of Houston, Texas.
Ex Machina.
No, it's not.
Ex Machine Washable. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. Very good. Not good on a hot day.
Why not?
I don't
It's
know.
cold. It's not
cold.
refreshing.
It's refreshing.
Would it be better if it was in Houston?
Why are you sweating?
Because he's nervous because he knows that we're pulling his ploy out. Kyle, what do you have to say about the juice?
It's juicy.
Excellent.
Next.
How'd you
Congress Street. I like the walk down. It's very scenic. Definitely relaxing. Easy to sip. It's got that kick you want.
Just stop with the dad jokes.
It's great. Congress Street,
Excellent.
right off the corner of Who Gives a Shit.
How about
Ave.
yours, Paul?
The Money IPA was very good. And I'm very excited for the future beers on this.
Would you go all in on it?
I would.
He made a way worse joke than I did.
Yeah, but that's what he does.
That's true.
I've been doing this since day 17.
Nice.
Anyways,
Go Houston.
Gross.
would you like to end it off?
Yeah, I would.
He's the host.
Shut your mouth, Mr. Kendall.
Listen, he missed the first 17 days.
He's still learning the ropes of things. Remember to follow us on all social media. Be sure to tune in every week for our periodic shows. And don't forget to tune in next week for a gross shot done by me, Kyle, and Machine Washable.
How did I get this again?
Just by being.
Okay.
And until then, stay juicy. And we'll see you
Exactly.
next time.